Hi everybody, welcome back. I just got back from 2 incredible con weekends. First at Anime NYC in New York City and then San Japan in San Antonio, Texas. I cosplayed as my Pidgey that I spent 2 weeks working on before leaving for New York City. And I want to take you along with me on my journey between these two cons and reflect on how different each experience was. The first con that I brought Pidgey to was Anime NYC. I was really excited to debut Pidgey at this convention because I had in my mind that this was going to be a huge convention. It's in New York City. New York Comic Con is there. I went to New York Comic Con last year. It was huge. There was a lot of unique cosplays, and this being an anime convention, I expected there to be a lot of Pokemon fans. I put a lot of time within those 2 weeks before going to the convention to get the cosplay to be beautiful and to fit well. It was very comfortable. Actually, it was a very comfortable cosplay. Not a lot of people recognized me as Pidgey or connected the small little Pidgey that I was carrying around to my cosplay in any way. One guy kind of looked at me and was like, "What does Pidgey have to do with your cosplay?" And I showed him the Pidgey on my chest piece and the evolutions on my hip pieces. He just kind of looked at me and was like, "Oh." That was his response. I got a couple reactions that were like, "Wow, really cool armor, who are you?" Or they asked me if I was somebody who I didn't recognize or knew who they were. I was like, "Oh no, I'm supposed to be a Pokemon." But you know what? I felt beautiful in Pidgey, so it didn't really matter. So I was going to switch up my lineup at San Japan and wear Pidgey on Friday, thinking that it would be the least busy day, and then wear Cubone on Saturday because Cubone is always a popular cosplay. People love Cubone. I have not been to a convention where Cubone was not recognized or not hyped up in some way, but my friends were like, "No, Pidgey is a great cosplay. Please wear Pidgey on Saturday. Maybe your experience this weekend will be different than the last." So I decided to trust them and I wore Pidgey on the busiest day of San Japan. So at San Japan, Pidgey was I'm considering Pidgey a hit at San Japan. People really saw the correlation between the Pidgey that I was carrying around and my cosplay. People referred to me as Pidgey, addressed me as Pidgey. I think only maybe a couple people asked me who I was, and when I said that I was Pidgey, "Oh yeah, duh, of course you're Pidgey." And it was so nice to have a completely different reaction to Pidgey at San Japan, mainly because when I do the Pokemon cosplays, it kind of makes me nervous because it's very difficult to dress up like a Pokemon unless you have like a suit, like a mascot suit, right? Or a blow up costume, which they're hits and they're fun and they're great. You really can't be the Pokemon. You have to make a human version of it. And so San Japan really turned my confidence around on my Pidgey cosplay. And in addition to that, I had friends who took me outside on the Riverwalk where it was green and there's trees, and did a little photo shoot with me in my Pidgey cosplay, and I really love how the photos turned out. So I have these amazing Pidgey photos now too, where I feel very, very beautiful. As much fun as these cons were, the experience got me thinking about how I express my creativity through cosplay. But I'll be honest, it can be a bit discouraging when people don't always connect my cosplay and my creations to the iconic characters, especially when I put so much work into it. Pidgey is such a well-known Pokemon, and when people don't immediately get who I am, it's kind of like, "Oh, I'm Pidgey." It's all part of the process. It's part of cosplay. Even if I were to cosplay some obscure character from an anime that has a very small niche and community, it's going to be the same thing, right? Whether or not people recognize the character, I know that I'm putting myself and my creativity out there, and that really is the only thing that matters in cosplay. The recognition, the likes, the praise, that's not why we do it. We do it because it's a creative outlet for us. All that stuff is just extra and maybe sometimes can keep us going a little bit, right? But I also need to remember that different cons cater to different groups of people, and even though there were a lot of Pokemon cosplayers at Anime NYC, there were even more Pokemon cosplayers at San Japan, and it was just more so a Pokemon con, and that's why I was recognized more there than at Anime NYC, and that's okay. I love it when people see my vision, even if it does take them a second look or if they have to ask me exactly who I am. It is all worthwhile just going out there and being part of the cosplay community. But thank you so much for watching, and let me know in the comments if you have any advice on how I can be more obviously Pidgey, or if you had any similar experiences going to a convention thinking that you're going to have one experience and having a total other, right? Have you ever cosplayed somebody who you thought everybody would know, but really nobody did? Because I think, yeah, it's all part of the journey, having these experiences. But if you are interested in cosplay creation vlogs, and I am trying to get better at vlogging the conventions I go to, it is a learning experience for me as well. But if this is the stuff you're interested in, please like and subscribe, and I will see you at the next con, which will be Portland, Rose City Comic Con. I've never been to Portland. I've never been to Rose City Comic Con, and I'm not quite sure which cosplays I'm bringing yet. It won't be Pidgey, but we're going in a couple days, and I'm really excited to vlog this experience for you as well.